Now, let's talk about Major Benjamin Coxson. This man ran for mayor of Camden, New Jersey, but lost due to his criminal background in his early years. Now, he would say something that make the most sense. He would say most politicians start off as office holders and wind up getting arrested. I aim to reverse that process. Now, what's going on, people? Before we get started, I just want to say thanks for the support and thanks for rocking out with me from day one. I have plenty of videos to work on, so just be patient. Now, if you want the bonus content, become an upper echelon member. And I can tell you that $5 is well worth it. Follow me on Instagram. I follow back. Just let me know you're from YouTube. Now, let's get into it. When we talk about mob ties in Philadelphia history, we can't leave out Major Benjamin Coxson. He was so powerful. He was the mediator between the Philly Black Mafia and the Italian Mafia. I guess you could say he was playing both sides. Matter of fact, he was playing all sides because he was receiving product from Frank Matthews in exchange for him dealing in Philly. You want something done? Go see Coxson. It's only a phone call away from him. For a small fee, of course. I mean, how did you think he maintained his 11 Rolls Royces, his Lincoln Continentals, Jaguars, specialty built cars with color television? Now that was a big deal when that first came out. Vehicles with phones installed, red leather, charcoal carpeting, bulletproof glass. Now, he had a military background, but what stood out the most was his criminal background with 17 arrests. He never picked up a gun. His mouth was a weapon. He found a way to rub shoulders with some of the heavyweights. As a teen, he shined shoes for some of the biggest names at the time and always held conversations speaking on their vehicles and the way they dressed, and they would leave him a heavy tip. Now, he had multiple shoe shine stands and got into the car washing game. He got drafted during World War II. He spent 8 months up to a year because the war ended. When he returned, he would get a loan from a friend, and that would help him open up a used car lot. Now, he would do things just a little bit different. He wouldn't pay for the vehicles. He would have guys go out and steal them, change the VIN, and the cars would be sold. He made a good profit and was able to pay off the friend for that loan in no time. This was going well until he got pinched for being involved in an interstate car theft ring. He served 1 year and 2 months in Lewisburg. While incarcerated, he ended up making friends, mostly black Muslims. And when he got out, he stayed in touch. It was back to the business when he touched down. He would get involved in money laundering, credit card fraud, and extortion, busting checks using fake companies that's payable to Temple 12. And of course, he would use that money for legitimate businesses. He would partner up with Stanley Branch to open up the Rolls Royce Supper Club in Center City. Now, they cost over $100,000 to open, but Coxson put up most of the money, most likely all the money. Smart man to partner up with Branch to make it more of a diverse setting, and it will work. At the grand opening, you had some of the Italian mobsters and Muhammad Ali in the building. He would become cool with Angelo Bruno, the boss of the Philadelphia Mafia, and Bruno would have his meetings there. Mob heavyweights from New York would do business there. Frank Matthews would meet Coxson there for business. Coxson would become the Black Mafia's narcotic connection. He would use a couple of drug apartments that were used for drug business, parties for celebrities, and safe houses. When he was running for mayor of Camden, he had a party with over 2,300 guests and had performances by the Supremes and the Temptations. Muhammad Ali would support him. The first time he would meet Muhammad Ali is when Ali spoke at a fundraiser in Philly. Now, Ali would see Coxson's vehicle and he would give him a compliment, and Coxson invited Ali over to show him his entire car collection. So Ali was impressed. I mean, those dudes just had something for the Rolls Royces. Muhammad Ali would later donate him a Rolls Royce after the IRS would take most of Coxson's vehicles for owing $135,000 in back taxes. Now, Coxson would troll the press by purchasing a bike and riding around on the bike with a chauffeur. But Coxson gave Ali a lot of game. When Ali was living in Philly, he had an up-and-coming fight with Joe Frazier. And Coxson saw where the city of Philadelphia was going to take over $90,000 in city wage tax out of his purse because he lived in Philadelphia. He also had a home in Chicago, where he stayed mostly. Now, Coxson saw a way to move Ali to Jersey to beat the city out of their own money. So he ended up selling Ali one of his homes. And his Cherry Hill home was on the way of being finished anyway. So giving Ali that home was no problem. Now, Coxson bought the house for $115,000. He gave it to Ali for $90,000. Now, the mansion came with mirrored walls, chandeliers in the bedrooms, sucking bathtubs as big as baby swimming pools, and 22 telephones in assorted sizes, shapes, and colors, one for every room and hallway. It was a strictly cash deal quoted from Jet magazine. Okay, now, late 1972, a phone call was made to Angelo Bruno by Carlo Gambino, the boss of the Gambino family if you didn't know. Now, Carlo wanted to arrange a sit-down, so Carlo made his way to Philadelphia and spoke on a missing heroin shipment that was well worth over $1 million that was stolen, that touched Philadelphia. Now, Bruno was sent for Coxson and discussed that the Gambinos will offer Coxson $300,000 to locate the stolen narcotics and the people responsible. Coxson accepted the deal and reached out to the Philly Black Mafia and offered them $200K, so Coxson would only keep $100K for himself. Now, time would go by, and Coxson would be informed that the mob finished the job. They would end up executing 2 men that they thought were responsible. But there was a problem. It wasn't a hit. He paid to get info on who were responsible so they could have an idea on where the shipment would be. So now we have a problem. We have 2 dead bodies and no drugs recovered. So that defeated the purpose. Now the Gambinos made it very clear that the services provided weren't what they requested, so they weren't going to pay Coxson. Now the main problem is the Philly Black Mafia still wanted their money, so he had to find a way to come up with that $200,000. Now time will run out June 8, 1973. He was found tied up in his bedroom with 2 shots to the back of the head. His girlfriend, her 17-year-old daughter, and 14-year-old son also took bullets. The daughter didn't survive, and her other 13-year-old son managed to escape. The suspects were Sam Christian and Ron Harvey. They never were charged or convicted. See, this was a matter of trying to make a quick come up, dealing with the wrong people. Yes, he might have had a relationship with the fellas at Temple 12, but when it comes to business, no games were being played. And I don't know why he couldn't come up with the money. I'm sure he had a lot of bills. You just never know a man's situation. But that sounds like a desperate move to offer the Black Mafia $200K for something I'm pretty sure they would have done for 20 grand. But that's it, man. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Hit me up in the comments. Everyone stay safe, and I'm out.